Oh my God, it's Santi! Oh, not my baby! A rapper drops a brand new music video, books a venue for his birthday celebration next month, posts for his fans like everything is moving forward. Then, 48 hours later, he is gone. No fight, no arrest, no warning, and the internet is still trying to make sense of it. This just happened. His name is Lil Poppa. Real name Janarius Michael Wheeler. 25 years old. Jacksonville, Florida's own. One of the most emotionally raw voices in hip-hop, the kind of rapper whose lyrics hit so close to home that fans would flood his comments just to say, "You saved me." Just days before his passing, he dropped a new single called Out of Town Bay and was in the middle of a promotional cycle for a spring 2026 album. He had a birthday celebration locked in at the Fillmore in New Orleans for March 21st. Then on Wednesday, February 18th, 2026, the Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office in Georgia confirmed Lil Poppa was gone. Pronounced dead just after 11 a.m., 25 years old. But how does someone who just dropped new music, who just booked a birthday show, not make it to next month? This is the Lil Poppa story. And it starts with everything that was hiding in plain sight. Subscribe to Crime Shadows. In the days leading up to February 18th, Lil Poppa looked, by every external measure, like a man on the rise. His latest project, Almost Normal Again, had dropped just 6 months earlier in August 2025 and hit a career high of over 247 million Spotify streams. He had nearly 1 million followers on Instagram. He was promoting new music. He had a sold-out birthday show on the calendar. And then Wednesday morning happened. According to the Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office, which confirmed the news to CNN, NBC News, and First Coast News, Lil Poppa was found deceased in Fulton County, Georgia. He was 25 years old. The manner of his passing was ruled a self-inflicted gunshot wound. In other words, Lil Poppa unalived himself. And that single sentence sent the entire hip-hop community into a spiral they are still processing right now. For fans who had followed Poppa closely, who had read every lyric, watched his documentary, and tracked his interviews, the ruling landed like a gut punch, not because it was completely unthinkable, but because in hindsight, Poppa had been telling us exactly how heavy his world felt for years. And most of us thought it was just art. What makes this so hard to process is what he left behind in his final days. His last Instagram post was the music video for Out of Town Bay, and within hours of the news breaking, that same post became a digital memorial wall. Fans writing directly to him. "This can't be true. I love you, dog. You ain't leave me like this, ain't no way." There was a birthday party being planned. There was a new album on the horizon. And yet, the medical examiner's ruling tells a completely different story about where Lil Poppa's head was at in those final hours. Here is where the community is splitting into two camps. One group is pointing directly to something Poppa had been battling his entire adult life: sickle cell anemia, a painful, inherited blood disorder that causes episodes of debilitating physical pain, organ damage, and chronic exhaustion. He had never hidden it. It was documented in his own self-produced film, Blessed, I Guess. Fans who knew about his condition are now arguing that the physical toll, the daily pain, the hospitalizations, the weight of living in a body that works against you, played a direct role in where his mental state was at the end. The second camp is going back through his music with a fine-tooth comb. His breakout hit, Purple Hearts, in 2018 was a raw exploration of survivor's guilt after a shooting claimed 2 of his closest friends. His album, Almost Normal Again, a title that with hindsight hits very differently now, was filled with reflective, heavy lyrics about pain, survival, and peace. What happened between that last Instagram post and the medical examiner's confirmation on Wednesday morning? Nobody outside of law enforcement, knows the full picture right now. His family has not spoken. His team has not released a statement. What we do know is that he was found in Fulton County, Georgia, far from his Jacksonville home. What do you think was going on behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this community deserves to have that conversation. Janarius Michael Wheeler was born and raised in Jacksonville, Florida, and music found him early. He started writing spiritually themed rhymes in Sunday school as a child. By 12 years old, he had built a makeshift recording studio inside his bedroom closet. He was not waiting for an opportunity. He was creating one. His breakout moment came in 2018 with Purple Hearts, a song that resonated because it was entirely uncomfortably real. Two of his closest friends had been shot and killed, and instead of wrapping around that grief, Poppa put it directly into the music. That track caught the attention of Interscope Records, who signed him in 2019. By 2022, he leveled up again, signing with Yo Gotti's Collective Music Group. His mixtape, Under Investigation 3, debuted on the Billboard 200. His most recent project, Almost Normal Again, reached a career high of over 247 million Spotify streams. But here is what separated Poppa from his peers. He was never chasing a persona. His music was built on transparency. He talked about sickle cell anemia on camera. He talked about loss, about pain, about trying to hold it together. He had over 600,000 monthly Spotify listeners and nearly 1 million Instagram followers, not because he was flashy, but because he was honest. In his own words, Poppa once said, "That means a lot. That makes me realize I got the power to change someone's outlook on a certain situation. So, I need to be mature enough to handle my own situations in a mature way." He was making people feel less alone. The question nobody can shake right now is, who was doing that for him? Within hours of the news breaking, Lil Poppa was trending on X. His most recent Instagram post, the Out-of-Town Bay music video, became a digital vigil, with thousands of fans posting directly to his account, as if he could still read it. The tributes from inside the industry were immediate and raw. Boozy Badass, visibly emotional in a video clip, called Poppa his Lil Bro and said, "Always supported me, always looked up to me, always came to Boozy Bash. Damn Pop."
Say don't, you'll be proud of me, OG. Woke up, read me a Bible verse, got some breakfast in my system, talked to God about it. You know what I'm saying? And he laid it on me. I got one more album, EP, mixtape, whichever one it's gonna be, I got one more. And it's over, I'm going to find my peace.
Young man found God, he found the truth, he found the word, and he found the light. He had everything to live for. He been in this music industry for over 12 to 14 years. He was only 25 years old. Yes, he was going through it much like everybody. Don't we all feel like we fall down sometimes? But like Donnie told y'all, but we fucking get up. Yeah, I'm not gonna let y'all do that to that young man.
I want to give a, TIP Thug and Peace to Lil Poppa, man. Yeah, my little nigga right there, you know. Always supported me, looked up to me, my nigga. Always came to Boosie Bay. Shot at little nigga too.
For the time being.
So TIP Poppa, nigga, Thug and Peace, nigga. Damn, Poppa.
Caroline Diaz, a music executive who championed Poppa at Interscope Records and described him as one of the first artists she ever signed, posted on X, "My little brother is gone. Poppa, I love you so much. I am so broken. One of the first artists I had at Interscope. I'm so sad right now." And childhood friend and producer Scotty OTH told First Coast News, "He's just a great guy. Outside of the music and the artistry, man, he was a good human, and I'll never forget him. I feel empty, but I love him. I love him to death." Now here is where the online conversation gets layered. There are fans pointing directly to his sickle cell battle. One fan on X wrote, "Lil Poppa had sickle cell. He was really sick. If y'all really listen to his music, he always talked about it." For this group, the news was not entirely out of nowhere, just something they never expected to actually see happen. Then there are fans going back through the almost normal again project, finding lines that feel different now. Lines about exhaustion, lines about wanting peace, lines about hanging on. The album title itself, Almost Normal Again, is being read as a message some fans wish they had understood sooner. And then there is a third group, the ones asking the hardest question of all. He was mid-promotional cycle. He had a team. He had a label. He had collaborators. He had nearly 1 million people following his every move online. How does someone that visible, that connected, end up alone in a place that dark? One fan on X put it plainly, "Gone way too soon." Lil Poppa helped many people feel understood through his words. Mental health is real. Please check on your people. Another fan wrote, "His music got me through a lot of down moments in life, damn." And another, "Hard to find artists who could convey the feelings of depression as well as he could." That last one is important. His ability to articulate pain was the thing fans loved most about him. And it is now the thing that has everyone asking whether they were listening closely enough. Do you think the people closest to him could have seen the warning signs? And do you think the music industry does enough to protect artists who are clearly carrying this much? Drop your thoughts below. In the days since his passing, Lil Poppa's streaming numbers have surged. Fans who are discovering him for the first time are going straight to Purple Hearts, Love and War, Mind Over Matter, and Almost Normal Again. His catalog, built entirely on emotional honesty, is finding a whole new audience at the worst possible time. The Fillmore in New Orleans has not publicly addressed the March 21st show that was booked as his birthday celebration. That date, which would have marked his 26th birthday, now hangs in the air as one of the more painful details in this entire story. His family has remained silent. No official statement has come from his label, his team, or his family at the time of this video. That silence deserves to be respected. These are real people processing something that cannot be put into words. What is not silent is his music. His final single, Out of Town Bay, released just days before his passing, has taken on an entirely new weight for the fans streaming it now. It was supposed to be the opening act of his next chapter. It has instead become a bittersweet farewell from a man who, by all documented evidence, had no shortage of things to live for on paper. 247 million Spotify streams, nearly 1 million Instagram followers, a closet studio in Jacksonville that turned into Billboard charts and CMG contracts. Boozy Badass called him a real one. Caroline Diaz called him her first artist. Scotty OTH called him a good human. And the fans, the ones who found themselves in his lyrics on their worst days, they are just calling him theirs. Here is what this story forces us to sit with. Lil Poppa was not hiding. He was not a mystery. He made a documentary about his illness. He put his grief on record, literally. He talked about his pain in interviews and poured it into every track he ever released. And somehow, the nearly 1 million people following him online did not see this coming. That is the haunting part. Not that his pain was hidden, but that it was right there in every lyric, every project, title, every interview, and the system around him still could not reach him in time. There is a real conversation happening right now in hip-hop about what the industry owes its artists beyond a contract and a release schedule, about who is checking on the people who make the music that checks on the rest of us. Could this have been prevented? That is the question his fans cannot stop asking. And right now, there is no clean answer. Lil Poppa released new music days before he was gone. He had a birthday show on the calendar. By every external measure, his story was not finished. And yet, here we are. The question he leaves behind is not just about him. It is about every artist pouring their pain into a microphone while the world streams it and moves on. Subscribe to Crime Shadows for stories nobody else is covering yet.